Before playing for others, I didn't feel like I had an artsy side, but playing for others helped me realize that it wasn't just about the dance, it wasn't just about music or visual arts, it was about more than that. I learned that through PFO I didn't have to be the friend that stood in the background and just was a supporter. In playing for others, we have life talks, and I remember one life talk where we talked about self-limiting thoughts and where you could either accept them or reject them. And I realized that a lot of time that I doubt myself or that I don't believe that I can do something. But with playing for others, I realized that I don't have to take the thoughts, that I can reject them if they're not positive, or I can accept them and become a better person within myself.
So last year in PFO, I think one of the most prominent connections I made was when my small group decided to go take a photo shoot in Freedom Park. We were all pretty good friends in PFO, but I think we really became a small group after that photo shoot. We spent about 2 hours running around and taking silly pictures and having a generally great time. And I think taking such ridiculous photos really helped us become more open with each other and have a better connection with each other. Just taking that extra effort to meet outside of PFO really helped us bond and heightened our relationship.
This year I formed a very great connection with my buddy because she reminded me so much of me when she was her age, from her love with pink and peace signs to her obsession with YouTube. It reminds me so much of me when I was in middle school, when I was her age, and it was really humbling for me to see how much I've grown from the person I was in middle school. It's really cool to see Roma and who she is and learn from her now because of the phase of her life that she is. I'm just so grateful for how she has showed me how much I've grown and that connection in our relationship has made us much stronger.
So the present program of PFO is not only about giving treasure to other nonprofits in Charlotte, but is also about helping teens find out what they're passionate about and helping to feed their passion in creating change for the community in Charlotte as well. And when I was researching for the present program, I researched Charlotte Family Housing, which is a nonprofit that empowers homeless families to sustain long-term sufficiency. And growing up, I didn't have a stable housing, so this nonprofit is really connected with my personal story because I know the experience that people have with not having a home and not having a really stable house to live in and worrying about each night if they were going to have a house to live in. So it's really personal to me as well.
So I had a really great connection with my committee this year, and especially my committee advisor, Brandy. She was always super supportive and checking up on me and telling me how great a job I was doing, which was really helpful because I had a couple weeks during the committee meetings where I was just having a rough time outside of PFO, and Brandy was just always there for me to tell me I was doing a good job, which really helped me realize that even when everything seems to be going wrong in your life, that you're always doing something right. And even if you can't see it immediately, there's always something there that is positive and good going on in your life, and Brandy really helped me realize that and see that, and I'm so thankful for her support.
I was a co-chair on a cookbook committee last year, and I had my wonderful co-chair Sonia and beautiful advisor Kelsey, and I think that being able to step up and be a leader for a team of teens really allowed me to find my ability to lead and not necessarily think of myself as being in the shadows all the time. It gave me the chance to show people that I can lead and be their friend and really connect with them even though I am in the position of a leader and I didn't feel so much in the background anymore.
What was so awesome about my connection with alumni Addie was that I remember one of the banquets she performed, and I just admired her so much from her performance and her facial expressions and everything, and I just watched her and I was like, that's something that I want for myself. And she came back to help us create the dance for Freedom School. And it was just so amazing to be able to work with somebody that I actually admired, and I admired watching her dance. And we were able to build a connection with trying to develop our dance together, and I felt really inspired by her. So it was easy for me to express my ideas with her and share ideas with her and not feel intimidated because we built a connection of acceptance, and she sounded like she really cared.
This year I was put in music experience, and My fondest memory from music experience was just before the show, the Heartbeat show. And we all gathered in a big circle and we put our arms around each other and we exchanged words of encouragement and we kind of talked to each other about building our confidence and doing really well and how we were all going to do really well in the show. And that really helped me kind of grasp my confidence and helped me to be more stable and strong during the performance. So I think that really shows how connections can really build your courage.
In my first year at PFO, I was in the visual art experience. On one of the first days, we were told to go on Pinterest and look for ideas. And one of the cool ideas I found was book folding. And I really loved it. And so throughout the art experience, I was pushing for the idea, and then Brandy finally said, okay, we can do book folding. And so we looked up how to do it, and we figured it out. And then for Heartbeat, we actually got to do book folding for one of our main pieces for Freedom Schools. And so, since it was my idea, I was given the opportunity to really be a leader and use what I had learned to help out with Heartbeat.
Going into theater this year, at first I was a little nervous because I didn't have as much time as everyone else to be comfortable with the musical. But then, as soon as I got into it, I was fully welcomed by the entire cast. Ellen and Sam were especially helpful. They not only helped me with every aspect of the show, whether it was the dance, the music, or the lines that I had, but I also knew I could go to them for any aspect outside of PFO as well. As soon as I stepped on stage for our first performance, I knew that the show was going to be extremely wonderful and fun to do because I knew that I had their support.